Oh, all right. Oh, you can't see because I don't have the camera on, but I'm gathering energy with my hands for this uh, glorious month-end review of AYD, American Yokuseng Dojang, Season 14, February month, League A, game review, featuring comments from uh, Huang Insang, my teacher. Yay! So I used this game tree. I'm just gonna bring this up. There's not really a lot of chat comments. As you can see, these I've done some prior preparation, looking through different variations for these, and this is super complicated. I can't remember what anything is. so, um, so with that being said, let's dive right in. First game. So again, I'm going to cover these in chronological order. So, first game will be against Vincent, and then Brian, and then Boltar, I believe. Yep. And then Will, and my last one against Starstorm. So I'm anticipating spending the most time in my game against Will because I lost. So usually the games I lose, I spend a little bit more time reviewing because I must have made at least one mistake, right? For some reason, when I merged these SGFs with the SGF merge tool, the player names didn't translate, so um, I'll have to remember. Well, okay, so I'm sure I'm white because I never play R16, so I'm white this game. Um, so calm stuff. So the point, or the purpose of this review, these reviews I'm going to do over the games, is to respond to some of the comments that I have received online that require a little bit longer explanations than I can write in a little YouTube comment. So I'll go over a couple of those, and also to mention um, the advice that Insung, my teacher, has given in the official AYD reviews. So K4 tries something interesting, and it seems okay. I remember '07 was pretty good. And then, so in this game, it was not really good for me for a long time, and this is sort of where I started with this E15. This is where I started to go wrong, um, because I played this as a ladder breaker, so that I could play this Hane, which I thought would be a really powerful attack on these three stones, but it's really not. Because just going forward a few moves, I get completely squeezed into the corner like this. My shape is just really ugly, and black makes this really nice wall facing black's corner. So like one more move, and it looks like black is gonna make like 560,000 points on the right side. So so this was my idea to attack these three stones, but was not really good and not really necessary. Instead of playing this, I can just extend on the right side. And now black's three stones still, they're light and they're out in the center, so not really easy to attack, but at the same time, they're not really making many points. They're not accomplishing much. So, just this way the game would stay pretty even. The upper right and the lower right are about equal, and then I've got two pretty good positions in the center to combat black's two positions on the left corners. So, in retrospect, I kind of wish I had played this way. But I remember I was in kind of a silly mood that night, which is why I played K4 in the first place. So, yeah, there you go. So we'll keep going. Black did not play that. Black played down here. Um, so there's maybe a better move than L5. Black could play L4. And then if white responds with an extension, then black can net. Um, to sacrifice a little bit more, but destroy this side. I actually thought the net was working. Wait, I'm forgetting something. Can't remember. Anyway, I remember Insong suggested that this L4 might have been a little bit better, but L5 seems fine also. Because I have to jump out here with these 2 stones. If I really want to respond here to make sure that this group is fine, but then black will net my 4 stones, and the game is really bad for white, because I didn't get like anything from attacking these 3 stones, other than a couple points here, but not enough. Black's thickness is much too good. So one of the Go Baduk, I think was the person's name, pointed out that I played H3 thinking it was really good and clever and whatever, but really I should have played H4. My reading was that it didn't work because black would Atari, I extend, black pushes down, and then there's like this Atari or this one. Oh no, this is okay. I was in the game. I read that I would have to capture or something, and black would take this and settle the group too easily. I didn't consider this because for some reason I thought that like black would be able to play like this kind of thing. I don't know, just complete hallucination. So I played H3, but that was a pretty big mistake, as we will see later. So black takes the big move on the right side, and now I was trying to attack these 3 stones, but black got out, and black made all the territory on the right, so I'm feeling a little bit worried. But I do get this nice point at J10 to put some pressure on this group and sort of develop the upper center area. So it feels okay. But there's a weakness down here, as we'll see. Black played D8 to save the group, but actually, if you look at the Aji in this area, maybe this is a good chance for you to pause the video and take some time to try to figure out what black can do. Okay, so now I'm going to go over this one. Black can link here. So my reading is that it was sort of like Mii. I read this A and B is Mii. If black connects one, then I'll cut the other one and be fine. But actually, after black made some strength out here, if black connects here and I cut, then black can play this to link over to the side. I can't block. I could try this Atari and then link, but black can just push and go down to make, whoops, to make 2 eyes inside. So before black had some stones here, if black does this, it would not have been a problem. I could just Atari and push out and attack this 1 stone. So if we go back to here, I played it like this. If black plays this variation immediately, it's not really a big deal. I can push out, sacrifice the 5 stones, but capture all of these, which seems like a reasonable trade, especially because I still have some Aji. I can get some endgame moves like this. So that would be okay. Something like this to reduce it now, or play this one. So that was my thinking when I played H3, but leaving that Aji was actually really problematic, so I should have cut. Instead of playing D8, if black activates this now and then plays E2, when I try to push out, it doesn't really do anything. Like black can exchange all this and then just cut. So black captures my stones and captures these, and I have like nothing. So not good. So this is basically game ending. If black was able to capture these and save this group, then black has way too many points. It's like solid cash in the upper right and the upper left. So too much. And then black would have a bunch of solid cash in the bottom left. So no chance for white. But my opponent missed it and then exchanged this one. So after I cut, now my group is okay. So I kind of got a little bit lucky there. Um, this is where the game gets interesting. So my hope with this move is that black will just answer all these answering moves, and so I can make enough points in the middle. If black captures this one stone, then I can come back here, probably, and looks like the center is very big. I still have some points in the bottom right and bottom left, so it would be good enough. But my opponent said, "No, I will not go along with your plan." Jumps out here. So we have a very interesting game. So this R13 is really big, shattering all the territory on the right side. Um, but the trade-off is black got N11 to destroy a lot of the territory in the middle. But I think it was a little bit better for me because this black group is not, could entertain the idea of attacking it if I could get a slide in like this and threaten the eye space. It's possible. So after this, I responded here, and this was a pretty big mistake. I played this to have a lot of liberties with this group and cleanly capture these two stones. So I thought, okay, now this center is really solid. But black plays one more move here, and I'm so sad. Because if I respond for the center, so I keep making my points in the center, black can play one more move, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa! Black made like 50 points on the left side. How did that happen? Because you go back like 5 moves, and it looks wide open. Doesn't look like either player is going to get a lot of points. So Insong recommended, instead of this, actually can do this. Doing this is good enough. If black cuts, that's fine. You can keep playing over here, or maybe start something like this. It's possible. Black can push through, but then white can destroy this. I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities still in this area. I still have this, and there's still this move to put my foot down on the left side and destroy some of it. So this, I didn't really consider this at all, playing this Hane, because it kind of invites black to make a really nice double tiger mouth shape. So I should consider this in the future. Just simple moves like this to make a lot of points. I give a lot of points, but if I make a lot of points myself, it seems fine. And the amount of points I can make here is a lot more than by capturing these two stones. So, okay. So then after black plays this, I remember feeling like, oh, I thought I was going to have a lot of points in the center, but they are all evaporating, and I'm not really getting that much in return, so the game is starting to look good for black. So I attach and cut to try to start something to make black's group uncomfortable. And this Atari turns out to be maybe the losing move. I think black can just extend. And then there's no way for white to capture this R10 stone. It's like go down. 2 liberties, but black has 3. So black is fine. Or go down here and just bend. And black can save this group. But this Atari, now when black extends, I've got this extra stone here. So I get this Atari in, and then Tiger Mouth, and then with this extra, with this exchange, I'm losing my keyboard. With this exchange on the board, black has two problems, A and B. So black plays A to connect these three stones out, but now I play here, and black is cut. Oh no, what to do? So this was the chance I needed. I needed to start something in order to get back in the game. But he fights back really fiercely. And then I save. I'm still hoping that I can kill this. But in the back of my mind, I had a plan. So push. And then this is a big mistake. So black has one eye for sure. Let's see if I remember the number. There. One eye for sure in here, but only one eye. So black would really like to make the second eye right here. So the best move is this one. So if black responds here, then okay. It's two eyes, 1 and 2. Whoops. But then I can extend and Hane and link, and this group dies. Could push, but it only has 6. So everyone know the 6, 7, 8 theory? 6 on the second line is dead. 7 depends whose turn it is. 8 is alive. So 6 consecutive stones on the second line is dead. So this one, it would die. But this one, this wedge is a big mistake, because after this, I link, and then black captured, but actually black didn't need to. Black can live like this, and there's no way for me to remove this eye. Can't do it. So if black saves this group and this group, then the game's definitely good for black, because my center got destroyed completely. But I was fortunate. I believe this is in Byoyomi, so my opponent didn't have very much time. So he played this capture unnecessarily, and I got to end up killing this group. So that's how the game ended. Really not one of my best performances. My opponent played really well for the most part, and then it was just a couple mistakes. This Atari being a bad exchange, and then playing this capture when he didn't need to. If it were not for those two mistakes, if he doesn't make either one of those, oh, and also D8 was not necessary. If he had seen G3, then he had a lot of chances to finish the game, and I was just kind of lucky that he missed them. So not really one of my best games, but he played very well. Unfortunately, I think he'll be going down to the B League, but he made a really good showing in A League, I think. Really strong games. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. My game against Brian. This one I'm not going to spend too much time on. So black can cut instead of extending. Or after this, black could play this one. Basically, this upper right didn't go very well for black, but black had a lot of opportunity. So I'm white in this game, by the way. I guess I should say that first. I'm white, and Brian is black. There's a lot of options. This one would also be okay. Maybe peep, and then just defend. And white's shape is kind of not really good. Or whoops, or this cut now. This kind of thing. This I'm not sure if I got the order of those moves right, but this is the one possible end result. White will probably play something like this, but black gets good thickness on the outside and white gets the corner. But in the real game, black played this bamboo move, which is kind of slack, to be honest. So I played this attach to fix my R13 cut, and um, he played for the corner, but that was a mistake. After I get this Hane, the game was pretty good for white. So I extend, and my group is settled and alive, and I broke his side and pushed black down onto the third line. So not a very good result for black. And he came back and played one additional move, which does seem necessary. If he plays maybe a move like this extension for white would be pretty annoying to deal with as black. If black makes a good shape move, then white can come in here, and there's only one eye locally, so this might be a weak group that black will have to take care of. So Insang said that instead of taking the corner here, black should definitely extend. That's almost 100%. When your opponent kicks like this R12 move, then extend. White can go into the corner, but then black will cover, and the outside is really nice for black. There's a little bit of a defect with this ladder, but black is reasonably strong, pretty good shape on both sides, so even if that stone is not capturable immediately, that's pretty good. So this way, the outside is really good for black, even though white got nice territory. Especially these two stones. Oops, those need to be triangles, not squares. Especially with these two stones, it's pretty strong, and it's facing black's bottom right corner. So that turns this into such nice potential for black. So Insung said he would definitely prefer black in this position. But the trade-off is that when white plays these Hanes and pushes, then this potential is, significantly reduced. Okay, so black played one more move there, and then this is fine. Oh, Insung said I should probably push one more time before playing elsewhere, because it's pressing black down, only giving third line territory, which is not that much. And so I played the upper left, which is fine, but when black plays this bend, it looks pretty powerful. Looks like black is again starting to develop a nice potential in this bottom right. And because of that, so I play this pincer because I want to address the bottom right, so I can kind of attack this stone while reducing this area. And then S17 was too slow. Brian and I discussed this a lot after the game, but I capture, well, not capture, but I attach on top to lock down this F3 stone, which is really nice because now I feel like I've got these stones here, and when I press this one stone down, I feel like it makes a good relationship with these two stones in the upper left. Whereas if black jumps out, then I don't make the center left side is not looking as good once black jumps out. But once I get to play this, I feel like I'm going to develop a lot on the left side. So Brian played S17 because he wanted to attack this group, but it's not really that easy. Because at any time white can live with S13. So it's difficult to get a lot from attacking it. But I want to jump out and break the influence before going. Oh yeah, so this is the main thing that I'll go over this game. So one of the viewers pointed out in the comments, what about, sorry, I don't remember who it was. I should have this up. Sorry, I'm ill prepared. But someone pointed out that 012 for black looks pretty good, and it does. I agree for sure. So probably a sort of result you might see is Hane, cut, connect, cover, Atari, extend. And ladder on these three stones, like if black just defends, then white will play this ladder and game over. So black is almost assuredly gonna Atari or push or something to save these three stones. If it's pushing, it might not be good because eventually, these 5 stones are kind of weak. Eventually, black is going to have to do something here. Otherwise, um, it looks like black is going to die on the inside. So at some point, black has to come back and fix, and then white will bend, and so the center black stones only have 3 liberties. It's going to be kind of difficult to handle them. But anyway, there's a lot of variations to go over here that I don't. I mean, I actually did. If you look at the game tree, I went through a lot of variations. Whoops, a lot of variations here. Um, but the takeaway, going through all the specific moves isn't that important. The important thing is that there's a lot of Aji and fighting on the outside, and it's all bad for black because white's group on the inside can live at any time. So it's kind of like white can just make a bunch of trouble here, and black has to play some moves to save, and then white can come back and save this group, and it's not really easy for black to make a lot of profit, especially um, if black gets to destroy the bottom right like this, and then come back and live, then um, the bottom right was black's last big area, so white's going to make too much on the left side for black to compete with. But this one is definitely better than the actual game move, which is here. So O12 is definitely a good eye and a good sort of shape to keep in mind. It's kind of a clamp shape on this one stone, and it's the best move locally to keep fighting. But the idea of this peep and cover to fight with this group all stems from this S17. Black played S17 to try to attack, but this group is too strong because it can live like this at any time. So attacking it is really difficult. And the rest of the game, there's not really too much to go over. Black just keeps trying to attack this group to try to kill it, but in the process the bottom right gets completely destroyed. So I just save the group and play the big point elsewhere, and white's got way too many points. Black only has just not enough. So he tried one last time to kill, but actually after T10, the black group on the right is dead. So I end up killing this group, and then it's game over. So the big takeaway from this game is that black played S17, which is kind of, it's not really the losing move, but it's kind of the slow move that made the game really good for white. So normally this S17 can kind of be an urgent point, or like a really big point, because it's like black plays somewhere else. If white gets it, then it's the eye space is, white is completely alive and black's eye space is diminished. And if black plays it, then black's corner is alive, pretty big in terms of territory, and then black can attack. But unfortunately, black couldn't get enough from attacking this group to make up for S17 being kind of slow in the opening. So, yeah, that's sort of the game story. Okay, game 3 against Boltar, rematch from last month. Let's see. I am black this game. Opening is fine. Kind of even result on the bottom. White makes a nice framework, but black gets both corners, so it's all fine. So S15 was a perfect situation because I have support at K16 and R8. So if white plays a double approach to start fighting, then I have these A and B stones. So white's C and D groups, they both have enemies nearby. Excuse me, I ate something and it's determined to come back up, but I won't allow it. I am resolute. So I'm sure you're very happy that I shared that with you, and we'll keep going. So S15 is really good in the situation where you have K16 and a stone on the right side to put pressure here. Oh, so the other option, white can go down, and then could play the normal way, but this extension looks really good for white. So after white goes down, black can come close, like this. And white can go through and capture, but black will fix, and the corner shape is really good, and still, it only has one eye. So white plays somewhere else, black could play something here to threaten it. So this one's interesting. Maybe this one is also possible. I'm not sure. But that was my plan. But after this, he Tanuki to play elsewhere. But it was too soon for this. After I play L14, he has to come back F16. And I generally really like this for white, because white makes a solid, what, like 20, 25, almost 30 points in the upper left corner, cash, which that's pretty sweet. I would take 30 points. Man, if my job paid 30 points an hour, that would be sick. But the problem is that I get to come back and play this push. And now the upper right, it looks like very, very nice for black. Very, very big potential. And difficult for white to do something because black is strong everywhere. But he tried, and then big mistake here. So I'm going to show the actual game. So I played this one, and then white jumped out, which is very nice. So there's a lot of aji here. If I play somewhere else, for example, then white will Atari and link to capture these two stones. So that's the primary concern. So in the game, I played this one to fix it, but it's kind of slack. I should play here. And Hane, Atari, and then link. So at least I keep white split into two groups. The reason I didn't play this in the game is a little embarrassing. So I read this, and then I thought I would just come back and fix right now, and white would play this to capture my cutting stone in a ladder. I didn't think about the fact that I could play this Atari first, which breaks the ladder, because now this is Atari. So that was kind of silly. But that would be a much better way to play. So now that you've seen the actual result, come back to this position. Boltar pointed out something that I overlooked. I can basically end the game. More or less end the game right now. So if you want to take a minute or two to try to figure out the best variation here for black, maybe now is a good time to pause the video. Okay, so this one, and then go down. I didn't consider this at all in the game, like not even a split second, but that was big mistake. White can Atari, and then capture, and then just Atari. This doesn't matter, can jump out. So the corner is dead. You know, it's only going to have one eye. This is 6, 7, 8 theory, but this actually only has 5 eye space, so it's even worse. Yeah, so this way, the corner is completely dead, and white's stones on the outside are split and weak, and it's like a dream game for black. It's such nice territory, and white doesn't really have. It's like white put a bunch of stones in and got nothing, and just made black stronger. So, really should have played that way. I hope that you found it at home. You would then be much stronger than me. So, white plays all these moves and got a really good result. Given, if we go back a little bit, like, this looks so black. It's like black's really strong area, really strong group, solid corner, solid stones in the bottom right. And then we go forward, and white made this really nice position and reduced it really well. I think instead of this one, maybe white should do something like this or this to make a base and start to attack my top group. these 6 stones for black used to be influence, but they don't have clear eye shape, so they could definitely be attacked if white gets strong with this group. But this one, so I keep attacking, attack, 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 poke out the eye shape, and attack, and jump. And then so my idea here was that I'd peep and then cover. So I want to keep attacking. At this point I'm not trying to kill. I want to get some stones here so that if white does something like this, then I'm going to say fine. Now I'm going to come back and invade the bottom. I want to have a little bit of support at N8 so that I can save this invading stone a little bit more easily. So this was my goal, but he responded this way, so I extend, and then one more move. So now white actually made some strength up here, so now if I invade, I'm going to be running straight up into white's strength, so I didn't really want to do that. But he gave me this extension, which makes my territory on the right side much better. So I thought, okay, now I actually have a decent amount of points on the right side and the corner, and this group is safe. So maybe I don't have to make a big invasion. So instead, played this P2, which is a really fun looking move. In the game, white backs off and fixes, so I sort of got the corner compared with, if I play somewhere else and white slides in. The difference in corner territory is very significant. Oops, went too far. This way, I have like 12, like 15 points in the corner, compared with if white gets this slide, I'll have like 8 maybe, 6 or 8 points over here, and white will have a lot more. So territorially speaking, it's very big. And Sente even, because white came back and fixed. So after I got this, I thought it was pretty good. If I just do something to break up this area, then game should be pretty easy, because I made a lot of points on the right side. So white has another option to play this one, or here. Either way, it's the same thing, basically. This is pretty easy to save, actually, if white plays like this. I take some damage because white sticks through and can destroy my territory here, but maybe Link. Seems pretty, not too difficult to save this group on the bottom. There's a lot of space with K4 being on the 4th line. If white does this, then Hane, and white can't do this because black will push through and cut, and white will be very sad because these 3 stones got split and the influence got split, and sad times. So white will probably defend like this or like this, probably like this, and then I could jump and play here, and looks like, if white really wants to kill, then would have to maybe try something like this. But it doesn't look that easy to kill, especially black plays one more move and actually white stones are getting surrounded. So this P2 move, if they play on the left side, then you get a big corner, and if they play on the right side, then it helps a lot for you to be able to either live in the bottom or jump out. So it's very fun move. I was happy I got a chance to play it. This is actually the first time I played P2, because I don't see this shape too often, but it's a good one to have in your back pocket. So hopefully maybe you'll get a chance to play it in one of your games. Fun times. So then the last big thing is here. So G3 is really not the proper way. Should really be Atari and extend, and then white can do this or this. So this Insung thought that this was my plan, to just play this way, to destroy the middle influence and maybe play this attached to look for some points in this area, which would be fine. but the actual game result, G3, I ended up getting a really good result here because I took this, I solidified my corner and reduced the bottom in Sente because white had to come back and play this ladder. And then I jump, and white plays a ladder saver, which was not necessary, right? Atari. Yeah. Actually, he thought that this was a ladder breaker, but it's actually not. Because white plays somewhere else. It takes a little bit of fancy reading, but this Atari, and then here. Aha. Sad times. So I remember after the game we were reviewing, and when I told him it wasn't a ladder breaker, he's like, wait, what? Oh, duh! That was the exact noise he made. He was upset because it's very slow, but he thought he needed it to capture these two stones. Um, but the really important thing here is that I took this in Sente, and the reason, or the reason that I took it in Sente and it ended up being a good result for me, it was this link is suspicious. Instead of this link, white should just play this ladder right now. If black does this, it's okay. It's a few points, it's like 5, 6 extra points that black gets. So it's not insignificant, but compare with this. Oh, now this area is so nice. That's such a big difference. When I jump in here to reduce this, it's like 20 points are just evaporating. Um, so if white had, where am I? Where's the variation? If white had just played this right away, then if I do something like this, then white can actually extend rather than fix and shatter my corner. My corner is very sad because can't block here because then these are all going to die. So if you have to go this way, then my corner is split from. This is just so sad. I used to compare with the actual game where I make all the territory over here. Um, let's see, I'm never going to be able to find the right tree compared to this one where it all gets destroyed. White would be very sad. So it's kind of a small thing. This link, it seems fine because it's Sente. Black has to respond, but then white has to come back and play this, ending the entire sequence in Gote, which was really big, really big problem for white. So this one, white can make enough. Game is not too bad because white still has a lot of territory up here and now a lot here, so can keep playing. But in the actual game, after playing this, I destroy, and then the rest of the game is not that interesting. Well, so I mean it's interesting, but it's black is kind of leading a lot. So get a ko in the upper left, and then the ko threat to finish it. I just play here, and white finishes the ko, and then I take my points on the right side, and I just have enough points between the right side and the left side. So I think there's some interesting stuff in the center that looks kind of scary, but it's not really that important because I was winning by a lot, so I just need to reduce this area and not die, which I managed to do. So at this point, he resigned. Okay, game 4 against Will. This is where so I'm black this game, and I should have a lot of Insung's comments because I lost. I made several big mistakes here. So white usually plays this the proper way. Wait, what am I doing? This is the proper way. White gets the corner, black can attack this one stone. Still, white might bring this one stone out later. So there's still some... Oh, whoops. 2 spaces, yeah. This is sort of the proper way. Also, white can consider just playing here, but it's a little bit slow. Probably kick, maybe even kick and just take this right away. Now the corner is solid and white can play elsewhere, but this clamp will be really annoying because now this group doesn't have a base. So if white responds one more time, then it looks pretty over-concentrated shape for white. So I think black would be happy. So that's why normally, instead of this one, white will slide into the corner. But this one, after the game, I thought, what if I put the stone in right away and kick like this? I don't if it ends up being some kind of result like this, it's similar where white is kind of over concentrated and I got the corner. So I thought maybe I could have played that way instead, but play elsewhere, fine. White makes a mistake on this pattern. White should play here. And then black can, there's a couple options, cut, extend, and Atari. And there's a lot of different variations. Too many to go over right now. But this Hane was a mistake, so I can play this to capture the stone directly. And then white needs to extend. White could do this, which looks pretty big, but I think this attack, this group up here is very, very sad. It can't live in the corner. There's not two eyes, so it looks like it's dying, actually. So extending on top was definitely proper, but then I get to come back and cut. So I got a fair amount here, and white doesn't have that many points and still has some weakness. So the game starts out good for black. White gets Sente to play R17, which is fantastic. The proper way would be Hane on top. Let's see. This is proper result. Standard sort of pattern. White gets the corner, and black is sad because black has this group that's not really doing anything, but at least it's solid and safe. So this is what Insong was expecting, and what I probably should have played. Because at least my group has pretty good shape, eye shape at least. Because black can force here, which is Sente, and then come back. So definitely has one eye around 018 and then another eye here, so at least it's alive. Compared with the actual game, I tried something a little bit fancier. And then this Hane is a mistake because I still have a weakness here. So now I try to do something and I have to come back and fix at 015. So this is very similar to the previous game. Where was it? Where white had to come back at J6. So white ends in Gote because white has to come back and fix this weakness, and that allows black to jump in. And that was a really big deal. It's like 20 points difference compared to if white had just played this directly. Very, very big difference. So this game, there's a very similar idea in the upper right shape where instead of this Hane, I fix and it leaves this weakness, so later I have to come back and play these slack Gote moves to fix this P16 weakness, and then white gets to cover and surround these two stones. And my group in the upper right is still doesn't have clear eye shape, so not really good. And that's because of N18. So I play N18, I have to come back and fix, and it left a weakness. So instead of N18, I should just extend. I did not consider this at all. So now if white fixes, then I leave it and invade. And I don't have a weakness up here anymore. So it's not that easy for white to handle this invade. I mean, white is still fine. White got the corner and is going to connect to the upper left, and white can handle this. It's not like a really bad game for white. But at least this way, black is pretty strong with this shape, so fighting here is possible. Compared with the actual game, this R12 is kind of an overplay because I still have my own weaknesses here that white is able to exploit. That's how the game kind of turned bad. So I'm struggling to save this group. I clamp, and then white should just link. If I play Tiger Mouth, then black can go in and, white can push through and destroy my shape. So there's like 0 eyes, and white has pretty good shape on the outside, so very sad for black. So probably black will just respond with the bamboo, and then white can keep attacking here or here. Probably should be this one to split it from the left side. So this way, white can keep up the attack. This is a much better hengma, or flow of stones. But white played this one, which allowed me to play Atari and then Tiger Mouth, which is much better for making eye shape inside. So white jumps out, which seems pretty important. Maybe white could consider playing for the corner or for the side, but this Hane looks pretty big for splitting this area. It looks like it's much more difficult for white to make points in this area. So this jump definitely looks good to relate the influence on the left side with the influence in the center. So now the whole center is looking very white. Oh, I have to cough. So J13, nice move to relate the influences together, but it does allow black to play J4, which is big move on the bottom to reduce the influence and expand the bottom. So white pushes, but then this L17, I respond once, and then I played here to connect, but it was slack. It's not actually necessary. Instead, I should play F3. I played it because I thought my group was in trouble, but actually it's okay. So if white does something like this to poke out the eye shape, then I can connect to the left side group and it's fine. So if white cuts and separates me, then I can play this one. And if white prevents this eye, then I could play here. And if white tries to kill, this S14 is the good move, which I did not consider at all. So I'm really happy. This is one of the main things I learned this game, is this S14 attachment, which looks really weird to me because it's like forcing your opponent to split you. You know, these oops, A and B are completely cleanly cut, but then just go down, and T15 is the second eye. Can't do anything about it. I was not thinking that at all. But it's so big. If I get to play F3, then and save this group, no problem, then F3 is such a big move. It makes the bottom really good for me and reduces white. Oh, definitely should have played that. But so this G14 was very slow and slack. Insung said that this was fine, this kick and jump. Normally it's kind of not good to make your opponent stronger like this, but in this game J6 is really nice to reduce white's center and build the bottom, so he agreed that this was pretty good. White attaches. Oh, but this push was a mistake. White can just leave it and maybe play on the outside, or invade right now, or fix this, take all the territory, or just live inside. The normal pattern is this. What is it? Oh, go down, right. So white ends up with 2 points, black completely seals it in, but white destroys the corner territory. So that's the sort of the proper way. Pushing again is possible sometimes, especially if white has some stones out here, but since black has the stones out here, it's kind of difficult. So I fought back very fiercely. So I end up taking all the corner territory, and then he makes a big misread here. Um, so if he saves these 4 stones, then after this one, it looks like, oh, white made a Panuki in the center. It's so good. It's great. Yay. But actually now it's kind of surrounded, so white's going to have to struggle to save it, and the whole center is going to be erased. So not good for white. So that's why he comes back and plays this, but that allows me to swallow these up. It's very nice. Here. So this is where normally this b3 is not good. The proper way is just extend, and then white can go down. If black pushes in this game, I think white will play here and split and try to kill everything, because this Atari is not really painful. White's pretty strong. Or white can extend anyway, because if black links, then this one, I don't know, or here. Something. It's going to be difficult for black to handle this. Um, so Insong said the simplest way, I could just link. I don't have to start any big trouble here. If I just link, then certainly white's going to respond, and I could jump again. Or if white responds this way, I can push and try to attack these stones a little bit. So, oops, or go out. There's a lot of different possibilities, but just linking, I didn't really consider it, but it actually, it's not bad. It's definitely, white has to do something, and then maybe I want to come back and do this. This one, and go down. So actually, if it happens like this, I can make a lot of points here, a lot more than I expected. I could maybe even get this one in too, so I can really erase a lot of the center. And then white's points is only this corner and some points here, which is not that much compared to a lot of points here and on the bottom. Uh, this is a lot. So this would have been, this is more my style. And I wish I had thought about just linking at A10, because this looks really nice to make a lot of points. And the simple way, and not start anything crazy over here. But instead I started something kind of crazy. But I do have a lot of options here. So there's a lot of reading, a lot of possibilities. But so I'm going to go through the 2 that Insung mentioned. So instead of this one, which doesn't really work, as we saw in the game, Hane is possible, and then double Hane. So I know someone left a comment about this. So white can Atari, capture, and then here, and then link. So this result is okay for black. The reason it's not glorious, and the reason is that white can throw in, play here, throw in, and then Hane, and there's no eyes here. So black can go out, but this white sort of has a picnic ko here, and black didn't really make any points. I don't know, the shape is bad. There's a lot of things white can do. Maybe white just plays here immediately. But the black can do a little bit better than this, is the point I'm trying to make. It's a very interesting move. Instead of c6, black can play b7. Oh ho! And if white goes out like this, then here. So we can expect this, and then here. Wait, something is. I went through that too fast and made a mistake. This one. Here, here, here. What am I doing? I know this was the move, and now I'm losing it. I'm losing my head. Cut! Aha, this was it. Right. So what did I do before? White can push? Can white push here? Oh, then it'd be like this, which is also okay. Because now here, um, at least this way, black can make an eye. Anyway, the big thing is, so linking to the left side is possible, but black wants to do it in a way to make an eye so that there isn't all this throw-in crazy stuff that's gonna be. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? All these throw-ins and bad Aji makes this result okay, but not that good for black, so it's a little bit better to play this way. So then there's one eye on the left. Throw in here, an eye, throw in. So as long as black can make one eye, then this is pretty good. Okay, there's still a lot of stuff to read, a lot of things here. Oh, here is very interesting. Normally black, or white doesn't want to play this Atari, because black will play double Atari, capture, and then Atari on top. And this seems like kind of a picnic ko-ish for black, because if black, if it's a real ko, and black's gonna ignore almost anything. Like I don't know, here black can ignore, let white live small in the corner, but this uh, completely destroys white center, which was like everything white had. So, but there's a fixed idea. After this Atari, actually white can extend, and this is the best way for white to play locally. So if black captures, then link and kill everything. Maybe he doesn't play a move if necessary, but I'm not sure this link is even necessary. Yeah, like this can kill everything. That would be very good for white, so he will kind of missed a chance here. So we keep going, and then there's another chance. Insung thought that rather than this, I could push, link, and then jump and just try to save this group by making two eyes inside. It seems fairly possible. I'm not sure how white would attack this. Put the stone inside, then I'll just jump. And it looks like, or maybe play this. Looks like it might be possible. Well, I guess white's going to do this, and I'm going to be sad. I'm going to be very sad. So maybe if white puts the stone in, then I got to play here first. But I don't know. It seems possible, maybe, to save, but not that easy. So I tried a different way. But actually, white should link here. In the game, white played this, which looks like a really nice move to make this a false eye and start ko stuff. But if white just links, it's really difficult for black to handle this. What does black do? If black plays a bamboo, okay, then white will just play this and capture the 5 stones down here, so that's good enough. If black links to try to save everything, then push and cut. And white will be looking for A and B as Miai to kill one or the other. Black really doesn't have any good responses after this link. So this is a big chance for white, but this one gave me a chance with the ko. But this ko threat's not good. I really wish I had played this ko threat. So white answers, I can play here. Capture the left cleanly with good shape. These cascading knights moves look pretty attractive. Compare with the actual game. It's sort of surrounded, but white has this, which is really, really annoying because it's looking at this A and B. So either white can escape out with B or push through with A and split off these black stones on the left. So after a few more moves, I come back and play one more move to eliminate that possibility. But white made a lot of points in the center. Too many points, in my opinion. But the last chance, okay, so white, Insung said when he counted the game at this point, white was leading by about Komi, but the end result is white won by only a half point. So one of the reasons I caught up is this push is slack. I got to play this monkey jump. So instead of this push, uh, white should probably play something like this to make about 8 points inside compared with the monkey jump where white really didn't get that many points at all. It's like 3 points instead of 8, so this is basically where I caught up. I almost made it a game. But I missed something here. I thought about it. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in the game. I didn't play it. This G19 actually looks like it's killing this whole group. Or at least I'm going to get these stones. So if white blocks this way, then if white responds like that, then it's kind of a trivial kill, right? Even this one stone, even if white captures it, it's still dead. But white can't actually capture it because of this. So H19 doesn't work. F19, then just connect out. Peep. Threaten to cut in here, but it's only 4. It's just dead. I can't find a way to save it. So, yeah, I don't know what white does here. Push, cut, doesn't really do anything. Peep. White can do this. I think, but I'll be satisfied if I can let white live if I cut these 5 stones and take the corner. That's plenty to win. Now I think I'm ahead by about 5 points compared with the actual result. So that would be good enough. Oh, that would not be so good. Anyway, G19 was my last. Oh no, it was not my last chance. It was almost my last chance. This was the last way to go out with a bang and kill something, but I end up losing by a half point, and that half point I could have saved. The half point. So O19 was a mistake. Can play somewhere else. Where else was the big area? I don't remember. Here. But O19 was only a point, so that was another mistake that white made that let me back into it. If instead of O19 he plays somewhere else, like here, then it's insurmountable for black. But O19 gave me another chance. Push, Atari, exchange everything, come back and link. And white links here, which is another mistake. But I guess he read he was leading, so he didn't want to allow this. If white plays somewhere else, there's throw in and then throw in to make a ko, which black would have to do. And it's possible, I think Insong went through the ko threats in the review, and actually black was ahead by 1. I believe that's what he said, because we go through ko later. So this one, white plays here, and that's the game-winning move. I need to push here and then do this. So in the actual game, he plays this, and I capture, and then here, and I lose by a half point. But let's see if I can do this right. If it's like this instead, Oops. This could be the result if I had instead pushed here instead of just capturing. Then it's 2 points difference. And this way it's enough for black to win. So game losing move was this capture. Should be this push. Whoops! Oh, that would be even better if I could disappear my opponent's stone like that. So this push. Ah, if only, if only, if only, if only. But the rest of the endgame, and I lose by half point. So sad. Oh, my first loss in the Younguseng Dojang this season. So sad. But don't be too sad because in the next game, final game against Starstorm, and I get another win. Hooray! So this game was I think I played quite well. We all kind of agreed that white could play this instead of J3, because in the game, so I'm black this game. Uh, R9 was really nice to attack these two stones. Um, this push was a mistake. I should play N4. This is sort of Brian move flavor. Um, this extension, so black is now completely solid on the bottom. If white plays another move, great. I'll come back and defend the upper right, or excuse me, white should probably play this pincer to attack this one stone. So that's sort of how the game should have gone, but this push is a mistake because white can play like the game, but Hane, and then just extend. So white needs to fix, and then still here. And these exchanges are now really good for black. Black gets a couple more points, but white is much, much stronger. White's shape is completely solid, and it's thrust out in the center more with this 07 extension. So Insung recommended this for white. It'd be a good way to handle the shape. But Starstorm, Josh, he likes to fight and create crazy stuff. I pushed here. I remember there was a comment asking about this, which I did not play. So my reading was white will play this. I actually was reading this move, which if it goes like this is great, but I didn't play it because I thought white would play this and then push and destroy my right side, and then this ladder's not good for me. Is it? Ah, it's not good for me. So the ladder's not good for me, so if I push again, I don't know. Even if I kill these two stones in a ladder, I don't know if that's good enough. If white gets all this, I guess white should. Uh, White will probably exchange this first. I don't know, but play push. Maybe white can save this and then cut. This is probably the best way to play. Oh no, maybe not. I should read. Reading is so hard though. Just push out. Should be fine. I don't know. So that does look possible. Also, the commenter suggested this one, Q8, which also is possible. Can't do this way, because double Atari. But, I don't know. White can exchange there and look to live inside. So I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm just not sure. I think there's something that can be said for playing either way. And there's too many variations for a mere mortal like myself to figure it all out. But this way worked too. Uh-huh. Oh, and then very interesting here. Very interesting. So I extend, which is a mistake. Uh, so in the game, white starts handling the stuff on the right directly. and then I extend here and start a big fight with these 4 stones, which was my big chance, and it went well for me. But just extending is a mistake because um, white should take this opportunity to play d15. Oh, wow, wow, wow. It's an amazing move. If black responds, okay, then just keep playing the same way. Uh, and then now I can't bring the stone out because of this ladder maker. That's so sad. I can't bring the 3 stones out anymore because this is such a good ladder breaker. I mean, ladder maker. It's just perfect. Hmm. So I think both Josh and I missed this really nice d15, um, which is why I had a chance. So instead of extending straight away, Insung recommended I should play one extension. So um, the idea being if white responds the same way, so this would transpose. So now if I bring this is the same as the actual game. The position is exactly the same. So that's good. But if I have this exchange on the board, these 2 moves, why don't I do a little A and B here? If I have this A-B exchange on the board already, then that D15 doesn't really matter because white can't play that ladder anyway. Trade-off being white can do something here, but I can always play Atari and bring it out and just fight directly. Still, the fighting looks pretty good because having played R6, my group over here is strong with good shape. The corner is very big, like 40 points. So all I need to do, I don't really need to kill either one of these 2 white groups, but if I do, great. But I don't really need to kill them. If they both live and I can just erase this potential, then game should be easy. But yeah, a lot of reading to think about playing this extension right away for this, so that after all this, white won't have this d15 ladder breaker. Very interesting. Someday, maybe I'll play a move with that much thought. So here, now I bring the stone out. So if white plays it now, it's still possible. I'm not sure about it though, because if I'm black, I'm going to play this Atari. And if white splits, I can capture. I don't know if white's going to be able to take everything. Even if white does take everything in the upper left, this is so big now. Now this, I got, another 8 points for popping the 4 stones off. Plus I can get more stones here. Plus I have these, and the center influence is really good. So I think this is still actually good for black. So white probably should have played this exchange earlier. I think. I don't think that's what Insung said. I can't remember, but I think white should probably have this on the board before all the stuff on the right happens, so that the ladder works. Anyway, we didn't consider it, so this happens. And there's actually really not too much else to say. This extension, my group is strong enough, so I extend. This is not long stride style. This is a lot more aggressive than I usually play, or I used to play at least. Insong said when he saw J12, he said this is the difference between long stride when I started the AYD 2 years ago now. Yeah, when I started 2 years ago and now, J12 is really demonstrative of my improvement since then. I used to be much more passive, calm, you know. I want to play just a move like C7 to just make points on the left and stop the fighting. But then white can save and actually make a lot of points in the center. So he said he was very happy with J12. And I was too, because after this, white split into two groups, and Insung said he couldn't really find any chances for white after this. Not really much else to say. Yeah, it's just clean. I actually kind of killed everything, which is great success. So the main parts of this game are the stuff on the right went pretty well for me. Um, but instead of moving this out immediately, white should play here, and then maybe play here. Or white could just jump. Or take the left side. I remember Insang said left side would be really big. If white can take this, even if black plays one more move to capture these two, there's still something in the corner. And if black just takes the corner, then probably white can still reduce the right side. So it's tough for, it's tough for black to play one more move and take everything. This looks like there's still Aji in the corner. So white probably had time to play a move like d10, but the big one, d15, such a nice move. This peep to destroy the formation while making the ladder on these two stones, good for white. Very, very nice. Sometimes this type of move, dual purpose, peep, threaten to break it while making the ladder. I see moves like that, every once in a while. But thinking about it here, so that after all this stuff on the right, it's if you already have this in play, that is pretty impressive. That's the kind of thing I think it's much easier to see in a review than during the game. Um, but yeah, super cool, good stuff. I love moves like D15. It's so cool. That's like one of the reasons I play Go is to hopefully try to find moves like that and play them, because I just think it's so great when you play like a triple purpose move that oh, it's awesome. Cool. So yeah, there's really not too much to say. I kind of just played well in this fight, and there's no real chance for white. Insung said he didn't see any chance for white in this area, so from J12, the game is basically over. Cool. All right, so I hope I remembered everyone's comments from YouTube. Next time, I should have a list of them in front of me so I make sure I don't miss anything. But if I did miss anything, or if you see any other variations that you would like to look at, please let me know in a comment on this video, and I'll try to get back to you somehow. Maybe not. Oh, looks like there's little splash droplets on my screen. That's sad. I have to clean it. Oh, sorry. Anyway, great. So next season or next month starts on Tuesday. So I should be back 6 p.m. Pacific time Tuesday evening with my first game of March. So should be fun. Yeah. So thanks as always for watching, and any comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.